Merry Christmas. Just a few more days, it'll be Christmas Day. I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday time. May God bless you and may God keep you. I have here the words of a wonderful song by the Beatles, Eleanor Rigby. Here's what it says. She picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. She lives in a dream. She waits at the window, wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie reading the words of a sermon that no one will hear, no one comes near. Look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people, where do they come from? All the lonely people, where do they belong? Eleanor Rigby died in a church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people, look at all the lonely people. Where do they come from? All the lonely people, look at all the lonely people. Where do they belong? You know, many people think of destroying themselves at the holiday season, the Christmas season. People who have families and loved ones rejoicing. There are some people who feel devastated because they can't enter into the joy of others. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt lonely? I know, like many feelings, it's easier to experience, easier than it is to define. But I think loneliness is being all by yourself, even in the midst of a crowd. Loneliness, a sense of isolation, even in the midst, you're in the mall, a busy airport. Loneliness is the feeling of isolation. You feel unwanted. You feel unneeded. You feel as though there's nothing to live for. You feel like nobody cares anymore. If I'm here or not here, doesn't matter. And loneliness can eat away at your inner person. It can sap your strength and it can rob you of joy and hope. Listen to this quote from a man that you're familiar with. He said, sometimes I get so lonely, it's unbelievable. He says, life has been good to me. I've got a great wife, good children. I got lots and lots and lots of money. I got good health. And yet I'm so lonely, I'm so bored. I often wonder why rich people commit suicide. That was O.J. Simpson in 1978. Carol, not her right name. She's a senior in high school. She said, I just want to die. I'm so lonely. Bill, I've tried 5 times. I just want to end it all. I want to get out of here. I'm so frustrated. Let me tell you today, there is a better way. In the good book in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, God says, I have a plan for your life. I want to prosper you, not harm you. I have plans to give you what? Hope and a future. Whenever we use the 3 words, I need help, there's another 3 words. There is hope. Don't take a permanent solution for a temporary problem. I know it's not easy. I know it's a jungle out there, it's a wilderness out there. And some of the consequences of loneliness can be devastating. I have read just the other day can cause cancer. Do you know what amazed me, Mr. Charles? More than one survey told me that 50% of the heart patients that were admitted to hospital, more than 50% were lonely and depressed. just before they had their heart attack. Loneliness, depression. It can lead to overeating. It can lead to overindulging in alcohol, drunkenness. We can't sleep at night. We have to get something. Loneliness is starving at the banquet table. God wants to give us life. It's the malnutrition of the soul. It's the thirst of the heart that can't be satisfied no matter how much you drink. And it comes about because we're so accustomed to living on substitutes. You know, we've often heard it said, if I could just get me a good job and lots of money and a good mate, I'd be satisfied. No, we're living on substitutes. The prophet Isaiah said in 55 verses 1 and 2, come all you who are thirsty, come to the waters. You who have no money, come buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money, without cost. And then he asked the question, why do you spend your money on bread and you're not satisfied? Why do you work and work and work and labor and you're not satisfied? You're working, but you're never satisfied. You're eating and you're drinking, but you're not filled. And your soul has not been quenched. You drink, but you're always thirsty. Why? Because you're living on substitutes. God wants to give us the bread from heaven. God wants to give us the water, that when we drink it, we will never thirst again. John chapter 4. And without Jesus Christ in our lives, friends, we're going through the motions. You're living on substitutes. But the sad thing today is many folks are happy, contented to live on substitutes. We're satisfied with entertainment. God offers real joy, the fullness of joy. We're satisfied with Ambien or some other sleep pills or whatever, when God offers real rest and peace. We're satisfied with prices when God offers value. We're satisfied with fun when God offers the abundant life. We're satisfied playing a role in society when God says, you're my son, you're my daughter, and I want you to come to the banquet table, and I want you to have fellowship. I want your life to have meaning. I don't want you to, listen, I don't want a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I want you to fill your life with me. Listen to me again, please. Without God, there is no hope. There is no peace. There is no rest. There is no joy. But with Jesus Christ, there's the abundance of life. Life eternal. May God bless you. May God keep you strong.